Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And there's nothing to worry about. I am going to finish What If Naruto had Frieza personality and potential, but there's no other series going on this channel except for that. I recently got this idea back once again. I had got it a lot in the past and I recently got it once again, so I figured that it was time that I release it. Thank you for the reminder, Eternity Village. So this one will be What If Naruto was Hancock. If you haven't watched that movie, I would 100% recommend for you guys to go and watch it. It stars Will Smith as a very powerful being that originate from another planet where he and others are basically gods, angels. Well, it's truly amazing, so go ahead and watch it, Hancock. But I'm here to give you part 1 of What If Naruto was Hancock. If you enjoyed this and you want to see part 2, just go ahead and tell me and I'll be posting it as soon as possible. So without further ado or wasting any more time, let's begin this now guys. Our story begins on a shore. The sea was calm tonight though, as two people walk along the shore. Their names, Minato and Kushina. They recently got married. They've loved each other since they were children. And recently, their union came together as one. They were in love ever since, expressing their love in different ways. Right now, Minato was rather famous around the world. It wasn't long ago that he made sure the enemies would never reach Konoha by performing his now signature technique, the Flying Thunder God, cementing himself as one of the most dangerous men to ever walk this earth. The Third Great Shinobi War was now just coming to an end. He was the Hokage, not fully official yet, but he was the fourth Hokage in name. Things were just commencing together as the third was stepping down. They recently got married with a small ceremony. Those they are close to. You had Jiraiya, Hiruzen, his wife, Mikoto, and several others. It wasn't that large, but large enough for those that were around them to feel the love through their union. And now they were on their honeymoon, taking some time away from everything. Once he was back, responsibilities like never before would be in his hands. But he had a lovely, supportive wife to be there by his side no matter what, which he would be forever grateful for. As they walk along the shore, they laugh, smile, they dance. The both of them found themselves lying down on a towel. It was within the night, away from prying eyes, when people that would not recognize them, they could be themselves. They lie there, observing the heavens. The stars were beautiful tonight. They twinkle like your eyes, Minato said. Kushina punched him in the shoulder, making her blush. But she loved it, without a doubt, and she loved him. She noticed a beautiful star, illuminating more than the others. When Minato pulled himself up, looking rather concerned, Kushina pulled herself up as well. Wait, what is? It flew over their head, crashing within the water. Both of them got to their feet, making their way towards whatever the hell that was. Slowly, Minato placed a hand up, concerned for her safety, not knowing what this was. If their location was somehow leaked. No, that's impossible. They went through too many precautions to make sure that no one will know that they were here. But it couldn't help to be too safe. After all, in these times, in this world, you had to be very careful, and Minato would not jeopardize anything, especially his love, and the woman that he cared for so deeply. However, whatever hit the water was now floating. Kushina peered forward and noticed, as the moonlight illuminated the area, it was that a child? Minato cautiously stepped forward, stepping on the water, chakra on his feet. Getting closer as he saw, the boy was floating there, not sinking. He moving closer, reaching out. Seeing nothing out of the ordinary, Minato pulled him out of the water and brought him toward the shore. Kushina was stunned. It really was a child, she thought, not quite understanding what the hell was going on. Kushina questioned, "Is he?" Minato checked his pulse. Yes, he's alive. Minato wasn't the greatest medic though. As Kushina stepped up, she knew a thing or two as she checked everything about him. But she found nothing wrong. He just seemed to be unconscious. She scratched the back of her head, confused on his whole situation. You think he's human? Minato blinked. Hey, what's with that look, she said. Didn't he just fall from the sky? Well, when you put it like that, I guess it doesn't sound that ridiculous, he said. She shrugged her shoulders. Who knew? People from the stars. They look like us. Yeah, that sounds a bit too ridiculous, said Minato. But I can't disapprove with your theory because we literally just saw this happen. Unless what? He didn't fall from the sky, but it just appeared that way. The both of them looked down towards him, cautiously. In a different area, there was a massive crater, far away from this location. Lying in that crater was a girl, the same age as that boy that Minato and Kushina found. Footsteps could be heard as several individuals arrived to see what caused that damage, as the unconscious girl was lying there. Two people falling from the heavens. What could this mean? Well, everything's about to change. That's for sure. The next morning, the young man was lying on the bed, as he seemed to be sleeping, showing no signs of waking up. And trust me, they had tried. Even some of Kushina's crazy methods. She banged two pots together beside his ears. They tried to send chakra into him, but nothing happened, which was strange, which had them do further testing trying to see something. Kushina tried to use her limited knowledge on medical ninjutsu, trying to feel for some chakra points, but she felt none. No, that was confusing. It confirmed her theory that he was from another world. He doesn't have chakra. Minato was trying to understand how he was alive then. All of this just sounds ridiculous. Crazy to be quite in fact. As the both of them sit, Kushina's theories getting more and more crazy by the minute. She had an idea. She stepped towards him. Now she was holding a pin. What are you doing? Said Minato. I'm gonna prove to you that he's not from this world. Let's see what kind of blood he has. Minato looked terrified. Don't look at me like that, she said. It's just a tiny pinch. If he has green or yellow blood, then we will know for certain that he's not a human. He just looks like one. Unfortunately though, as Minato was unable to persuade her, the pin broke. She applied a bit too much force, but it broke against his skin. She went for a larger one, which broke again. What the hell? Now Minato started to take her theories a bit more to heart. As he went for a knife. Wait, I know I said I want to see what kind of blood he has, but isn't this a bit too extreme, she questioned. I'm just trying something, said Minato. He applied pressure to the knife, not stabbing but pressing it down. The tip of it curved, bent, like it was pressing against an unmovable object. The both of them looked at each other, shocked. Crazy so. What the hell? Time skip. Hiruzen and Sarutobi expected them to return, happy, but not this quickly. And he saw them with a child. Now this was confusing. They spoke to him within secret on what they discovered basically. He was curious. He brought in some doctors to test if the child was okay, because from what they could see he was just sleeping. Kushina theories sounded rather ridiculous. However, Hiruzen was surprised when Minato seemed to agree with them. That made him wonder, could they be true? As they lay him down, the doctors all came in with all sorts of instruments ready to test. What they found, it startled all of them. They started with his skin. His skin, it's not normal. It is denser than anything that I've ever seen before. When I insert the diagnostic needle, it bends. Look at this. The thin steel of the needle, it warped like it was made of clay. The second doctor stood there, running other tests to see exactly what this child was. His dermal structure reading is equivalent to hardened carbon, stronger than even diamond, yet somehow flexible. It does not crack or resist movement. It simply absorbs impact. The other doctor looking at the monitor. Its heart rate is steady, almost too steady, 60 beats per minute. But the rhythm, it does not fluctuate. Stress, sedation, pain, none of it has any effect on him. It is like his body does not recognize the concept of trauma. They went further into their testing. His muscles are dense, almost like they're woven together by steel cords. Each contraction by the movement is producing power that would shatter steel wall without any effort. The other doctor spoke up. His bones, they're not bones, reinforced with a catalyst, compound that I cannot classify. The marrow inside is flowing, but it is protected like a fortress being shielded. I doubt, even with a chakra-enhanced punch from someone like Lady Snavy would cause him any damage. His system seemed to be shielded. External influence would simply slide off him. I don't believe that Genjutsu would find any purchase on him. And his organs, every single one of them seemed to be reinforced. His lungs, they compress and expel like iron canisters, his liver unscarred, his kidney impervious. Silence filled the chamber as the doctors stepped back. One of them removed his gloves. This child, I can't even call him a child, some kind of force of nature itself. No human shinobi, no human body should be like this. Diamond, steel, chakra, all impervious. His very biology is something I can't understand. Hiruzen stood there, deep in thought, as he spoke. Then the question is, not what is he, but why has he been delivered to us? Kushina stepped forward, brushing a strand of his hair away from his forehead as she looked down with a smile. Or, what is it that he's meant to become? She said, gazing down towards him. While that was going on, something else was taking place. As he wasn't the only one, deep within the mountain regions lie the great village, Kumo. They classify themselves a lot as second best to Konoha, but they also found something. The group of people that saw the girl crashing down were Kumo shinobis. Her fall brought down an entire mountain, and yet she was alive. Doctors moving around ASAP. The Raikage stood there waiting to hear what they had to say. As all that saw it said they saw the heavens themselves falling, a miracle from the star. Still, the Raikage was a paranoid individual, not trusting so easily. But this event could change the course of the village forever. He watched as their testing failed. Steel banged on her skin, equipment shattered like glass. They weren't strong enough. What in the world was this child? The Raikage questioned, watching as the doctors move around. Time skip. Kushina went by to pay him a visit every single day, as she saw it as some sort of destiny. That it was a reason why they were there. That it was a reason why he fell right in front of them. There was nothing they could do to wake him up. No physical exertion could wake him. No chakra pulse could wake him. They will just have to wait, concerned that this coma might be permanent. But Kushina believed that he will wake up. They wanted to keep this information to a very small circle. But she did tell her best friend though, Mikoto Uchiha, knowing that Mikoto would keep it a secret, coming by to pay the child a visit as well. He seemed to be around 5 to 6 years old. He had blonde hair, but not like Minato's. His hair was more dull. His eyes seemed dark at first, but when light touched it, it had a speck of what seemed to be amber. Yes. He lay there day after day, showing no signs of waking up, until this event. It wasn't just one. They awoke at the same time. He opened his eyes, and so did she. Despite being so far away from one another, they were constantly checking up on her. So the moment she woke up, so many people flocked towards the area, including the Raikage. Back at Konoha, the young man opened his eyes. He rolled out of bed almost instantly. The machines that were connected to him, keeping his vitals, they immediately started to go off. At being roughly dislodged, he got to his feet, seeming a bit hazy, blinking, as everything seemed to be so overwhelming, his eyes adjusting after being asleep for so long. He moved towards the door. Seeing the handle, he grabbed it. The hinges were ripped off as he pulled, which did not seem to concern him as he walked through the hall. The doctors immediately round the corner. They stood there shocked he was awake. As they spoke, trying to talk to him, their words don't seem to get clearly to him, as he looked at them with a hazy gaze. Turning and moving around, they all tried to encircle him. The next moment though, he ripped through the ceiling, shocking them all. They stepped towards the gaping hole as he flew straight into the sky. The next moment there was a loud crash. He crash landed within the park area, seeming to still be out of it by quite a lot as he pulled himself out of the dirt. Parents and children all looking around in shocking confusion, thinking they were under attack. He walked over to a nearby tree and proceeded to sit down, trying to clear his head. As he calmed himself, it did not take too long for ninjas to surround him. Weapons were ready to be drawn as they realized it was a kid. The sudden crash alerted many as they tried to understand what was going on. It did not take too long for Minato to arrive, completely surprised when he saw who it was, realizing they had no idea what his name was. Minato raised a hand, forcing them to stop as he stepped forward, slowly approaching. "Can you hear me?" he said. The child gazed up towards him, looking up at him curiously. "Do you understand what I'm saying?" Minato questioned. "Yes," he spoke, surprising Minato. "Who are you?" he said. "My name is Minato Namikaze. I found you," he said, looking down towards him. They were interrupted by Kushina arriving on the scene. She was surprised. "Naruto, you're awake!" Minato blinked at the name that she called him. She ran up towards him, taking precaution out of it as she grabbed his hands. "You're awake," she said. Finally, she seemed so happy. It was all because she believed that there was some kind of destiny that was there. She was a very superstitious person to a point, as Minato had no idea where she'd get that name. He realized where the name was from. It was from the book that Jiraiya had written. Did she just decide to call him that? Naruto? She wondered. The young child, now going by the name Naruto, looked at her confused and curious. Meanwhile, the entire place was ruined. Steel doors, massive construction, ripped apart like they were nothing. Finally though, they were able to calm her, showing that they meant her no harm. The Raikage, despite the damage, was happy about everything. She had no memory, no idea who she was, no home. However, looking at the destruction, it pleased him. She seemed to be no older than 6 years old, and yet she sent one of his ninjas sailing across the mountain. She shoved him. She tore a door in half. She kicked through a giant stone wall like it was nothing, and one of them trying to stop her, afraid that she was going to end him through a kunai. It bounced off her forehead, but they were able to calm her down though, so they could talk, because she had no idea what was going on, who she even is. But she did seem to be able to understand them and understand everything around that was going on. But her identity was non-existent. This was good. Very, very good for him and his village. Because without the identity, he could turn her into the perfect soldier, the perfect weapon. Time skip. Back at Konoha, Naruto, now his name, had no idea who he was, no recollection of his past, no parents, no history. Told the origins of how they found him, he too was confused. However, that was just half of the whole reveal. Now that he was on his feet, they get to see where all of that testing came in. It started with a boulder that he could casually lift. Kunais and shurikens bounced off him. He could jump and leap over Konoha. But that wasn't all. He could fly. These things to him were like breathing. They were common, normal. He fly at supersonic speed, creating shockwave in the sky as he moved. For someone so young yet so powerful, it was truly astonishing. None of them could really explain or understand it. Naruto has no recollection of who he was. Kushina wanted him to stay. He doesn't have a home, he doesn't have a family. There was a reason why they found him, she kept on saying. She didn't know what it was yet. But here was his destiny, she said. And thus Naruto found himself a new home. Learning things about the village. Learning things about the people around him. Given the fact that Minato was the most powerful man in the village right now, so it was best that he stayed with them. But Naruto needed proper control, because just like when he woke up, his strength might be great, his speed might be great, but when he took to the sky, he ruptured the entire ground when he lifted off, and when he landed, he caused craters, and his blows were reckless. He had a lot of power but very little control. Kushina found Naruto sitting on the roof, observing the stars, as he was questioning about his identity, where he truly belongs. They might not know, but she would do her best to give him a home. And thus things started to change. Even Minato showing up there, providing a sense of security, a sense of understanding, a proper home, as Naruto started to blend in with the village, with the people. Not many knew about exactly what he could do, his strength, his ability, far exceeding anything that any shinobi has ever seen or shown. And it was ridiculous. He met Jiraiya as Naruto was being taught proper control, how to slowly manage his speed, how to slowly take off, how to slowly compress his strength. And he was getting better at it. He was delighted for the both of them when Kushina announced that she was pregnant. However, what Naruto never expected was for her to say that he would be an older brother to a little brother or sister. They counted him as a part of the family, and Naruto was overjoyed. He protected Kushina. He kept her safe. He kept her safe no matter what, always watching from the shadows, always by her side, making sure that she was protected. As the time went by, her stomach got larger, as she was expecting very soon. When the day arrived, Naruto was left at the house, expecting to see his brand new sibling. When they returned, however, as Naruto slept on the couch, the sound of the television playing in the background, his eyes opened before it happened. The next moment though, a sensation washed over the village. Naruto made his way. When he saw it, he could see it from where he was as he jumped up. The beast. Kushina had told him, about the burden that she carried. Something that made him think that she was much braver than ever before. However, if that thing was out, what did that mean for her? Naruto flew off. A building was launched on its way to crush a couple civilians who were running away, only for it to be caught by Naruto as he sent the thing outside of Konoha by throwing it. The people were safe. The building was launched away. The massive beast, it glared down towards him. Naruto saw its eyes. He saw those eyes before, as they weren't normal eyes. But why would it have those? Naruto questioned. People tried to slow it down. Ninjas tried to stop it. But a single step blew them all away like they were nothing. Naruto saw the beast as it saw him. He knew he had to be the one to stop it, because no one else could. He was worried about Kushina, Minato, but he had trust in them, knowing that they would still be alive by the time he stopped this beast. Naruto flew past everyone and gripped one of the tails. He then flew into the sky, yanking the tail beast and launching it straight into the land of fire. The collision ripped the land apart. The Ninetails was sturdy though. It got to its feet almost instantly. It saw him as it raged, its power exploding out. That look in its eyes, the desire to shred him from his very bones. However, Naruto stood there calmly, showing no sign of fear as he looked the beast right into its eyes. It released a roar. There was so much power that a quarter of the forest was reduced to dust. But Naruto did not move as trees break on his face, rubble rupture on him. He did not move. The tails then start to move as Naruto flew at it. The tails carving through the ground, ripping the area apart, tearing everything to dust. One tail swung towards him as Naruto grabbed it and hurled it away. The Ninetails was thrown like a ball, crashing through several things before finally coming to a stop, showing the monstrous strength that Naruto possessed. Naruto flew and maneuvered between them, moving at supersonic speed. The tails could not touch him. He grabbed another and started swinging it around like a rag doll, crashing it into the earth from left to right, beating the Ninetails into the ground. It roared in fury, its claws ripping into the earth, trying to shake Naruto off, throwing trees, debris, ripping out huge sections that could crush mountains, trying to knock Naruto away. Naruto flipped it over and started to hit it. His fists hit like meteors, each blows knocking the Ninetail hundreds of meters away. The earth cracked wherever they landed. Mountains, in the far distance, the ground, entire valleys being reduced to rubbles. The Ninetails spun and smashed in Naruto, throwing Naruto through the final valley, taking down the two statues of Hashirama and Madara as Naruto dragged it along, holding onto its tail. Swinging it around, the entire place was completely destroyed, taking all the violence and destruction away from Konoha. The Ninetails swirl, power in its mouth, its cheeks bulge violently. You could see the steam escaping its mouth, so much power compacted together. Naruto flew directly at it and punched it, his fist smashing into the orb of destruction. The entire thing erupted, even blowing back the Ninetails due to the close proximity. Naruto's clothing was incinerated. Smoke whipped off his body. He had scratches and bruises, but his body was healing, and he was still on his feet, despite directly punching a tail beast bomb. It was relentless. It spun, slashed and clawed, trying to bite him. As Naruto noticed that, its eyes were back to normal. Its eyes were not the Sharingan anymore. And now, the beast seemed to be testing him, almost like it was intelligent. It wasn't just acting. It was hunting, reading his movements, testing his speed. He saw the look of understanding within its eyes, but it would not stop. It still tried. It tried to get past him. Naruto, he had enough. He grabbed one of its tails. It didn't matter how much energy ball, it shot into his back, tearing at his flesh but not puncturing through. It didn't matter how much it slashed and tore at his back. Naruto flew straight into the sky, carrying it up, up. He went beyond the clouds. Rivers became tiny dots as Naruto broke through the earth atmosphere. Naruto turned and spin and threw it at such a force that it was sent hurtling towards the moon. It crashed into it, sending pieces of debris all over into orbit. Naruto proceeded to grab one of its tails again and launch it towards the earth. Naruto landed on the moon, breathing, as he seemed fine, something he did not notice in the time. Naruto stepped and pushed off, cracking a huge surface of the moon. Naruto moved with such force as he drove both of his fists into the Ninetails. It tried to stop him, tried to slow him down, but Naruto did not. Its entire body was lit with flames. From the impact of them colliding downwards, Naruto moved at his fastest, hurling through the heavens. Boom! The hit was apocalyptic. The land that they struck was gone. Trees, mountains nearby, vaporized. The Ninetail, vaporized. The collision, eviscerating everything. The explosion, shaking everything within the area, spamming out for thousands of miles. The devastation, the destruction. The Ninetail was vaporized. Its physical form unable to handle the amount of backlash that it suffered. However, the chakra can never truly be destroyed. It simply disperses. It would reform in a couple of years. But for now, as for Naruto, the minor wounds that he suffered, they seemed to heal almost instantaneously. He was without a shred of clothing, but he was fine, alive. He had no idea where he was. In some ruined area. It was a good thing there was no house or people nearby. He had to fly for some time before he saw. Naruto whipped past a village, taking a few items with him as he hurried back to Konoha. By the time Naruto got back, he saw Kushina as Minato was going through hand sign, sealing chakra within her stomach. Naruto didn't know what was going on as he landed. Kushina was in pain, not in the mood to talk. As Minato seemed to be praying and hoping, she blacked out. "Is she gonna be okay?" said Naruto. Minato looked down. Naruto could see it in his eyes. He did not know. He looked at Naruto. "Where's the Ninetails? What happened?" he said. "I killed it. There's no need to worry," said Naruto. "Okay, let me..." Minato took a step back. You killed it? There's no time. What about her, said Naruto. Yeah, help me get her to the hospital, he said. Naruto picked her up and flew off. The people up above, within the village, they saw him flying over. Those who saw him rescue them from the debris and launching the Ninetails out of the village. Truly shocked they were. Time skip. 2 months later, Kushina Uzumaki stir as she slowly opened her eyes. She gazed around, realizing that she was in the hospital. Her body felt rested, recovered. She pulled herself up, looking around. Her memory, not the best of what was going on. She remembered the pain, the screaming, that masked man that took her away. The Ninetails. How was she? She couldn't understand. How was she still breathing? She didn't understand what was going on. She reached over and pressed the button. It did not take too long for many to arrive. The doctors on her case. They seemed to be happy. She was alive. Minato arrived not too long after. And he wasn't alone, knowing that she would have wanted to see her baby girl. Tears in her eyes, overwhelmed with joy. She questioned, where was Naruto? Unfortunately, though he wasn't here, Kushina feared the worst. No, he's just fine. He's just not in the village right now. He'll be back soon. She took a breath, looking down towards her baby girl, but she knew. She knew that there was a lot probably happened. How many people, she said. The responsibility that she had to keep the Ninetails. But it was taken, and the village. No one died. She was taken back. What? But how was Naruto fought the Ninetails on his own? And he destroyed it. Kushina blinked. He destroyed it? She said, the words sounding so strange, like they weren't even real. I was as surprised as you were. It seems he's a lot stronger than even he believed. Angered by the situation, he fought with a fury like we've never seen before. The chakra will replenish, but it will take some time. But the next time around we'll be ready. Stronger, said Minato. Kushina was happy. She thought she would never wake up again. Minato had collected all the residue chakra, and there was a lot of it from Naruto going toe-to-toe with the Ninetails. The chances were 50-50. It was up to her body. But because of her Uzumaki genes, it latched onto the residue chakra and used it as a source. It had no soul, it had no mind behind it. The chakra was wild and very corrosive, but the seal that Minato placed over it was powerful, enough to keep it in check. However, there were a few changes. Kushina now sported whisker marks, just like her baby girl. Due to her being in close proximity of the Ninetails, the young child had whisker marks. Kushina had them when she used the fox chakra, but now, due to the unstable nature of the fox chakra inside of her, they were there permanently though. But she did not care. She was alive. She was alive. Upon returning back, Naruto headed straight towards the hospital. Kushina opened her arms as Naruto hugged her, more in control than his strength ever before. Glad to see that she was okay. He was happy as she held on to him, knowing that there was a reason why they found him, a reason why he was in their life. He was a part of their family, and no one could ever change that. And they all loved him. Time skip. There were 6 of them. Powerful. They were rather abused. A child. A child was sent to stop us. I must say, I'm disappointed, the leader said. You Kumo ninjas, believing that he couldn't get to finish. His body was splattered against the wall. One shoved to the chest, launching him like he was paper. His teammates, comrades, stepped away. She stepped into the ground. Debris rising as she grabbed a stone. She threw it, knocking a guy out as a stone struck his skull. She stepped forward, grabbing 2 and smashing their head together. The last one crumbled down to the ground, begging to be speared. She flicked him across the forehead. Landing behind her was an older kunoichi. Her name was Yujito. She spoke even faster than before. The younger girl. Her hair was brighter than Naruto, and her eyes were more blue. They named her Samui. Samui of Kumo, the secret weapon of the land of lightning. Her strength constantly increasing. She was growing stronger as years went by. She was basically invincible and soon to be unstoppable. The pride and joy of this village. The Raikage has done well to make sure that she felt welcome, giving her a home, giving her a purpose, giving her mentors, teachers. And now, she bled for this village. Well, not physically, because making her bleed was almost impossible. Still kept a secret from majority of the world until the time was ready. Because with her by his side, no village will stand a chance. Well, that is what he thinks. Everyone has heard the rumor about what happened in Konoha, but the rumor was all over the place. They heard that the Ninetails was taken down, sealed or destroyed. No one truly knew what was going on. After all, none of them there possessed the power to destroy the Ninetails. So it seems like they had some accident and they had to reseal it. But that did not matter, because now he had the strongest being within the elemental nation, or so he believed. These 2 children that came to this land, having mysterious and strange origins, as the world see them as powerful tools. They were unaware that their history was much more dangerous than anyone would ever believe. And they will all find out soon enough. And the death and destruction that will follow shall be horrific. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see next part, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm out for now. Peace, guys.